Whoa, 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 whoa. We can't start this 9th Age battle without vegan burgers and awesome cake from Prana Cafe. This is a new breakthrough objective. Frontline clash. Deployment. 2 pump wagons have been deployed by the orc and goblin player who started deploying first. And 2 units of fast cav on the dread elf side. The Dread Elves have only dropped out 3 units of fast cav, and their acolytes on the right here. Dark acolytes. On the other hand, on the other side of the table, 3 pump wagons have come out, and river trolls, and orc boar boys. Seems like the perfect strategy. Now, the Dread Elves will be dropping everything on their side. Everything on the middle of the battle field is not deployed yet. The Dread Elves choose a corner on both sides of an impassable terrain feature, with the Dread Judges on one side, the Wizard on a dragon behind it, a Hydra there, and the 2 blocks on the other side, the Witch Elves and the Knob Warriors. The Wizard on the boar chariot, and here we have the General. Now to scouting. In the first round, the Dread Elves managed to shoot and do magic to do some wounds on what they fear the most, that is the pump wagons. They also took a couple of wounds off the General, 2 wounds with Breath of Corruption. Moving forwards, with the bulk of their armies, 3 hordes coming up on the flank here. Everyone except the General on the orc and goblin side moved forwards. And there's a bit of staccato on the side here. The random movement stops into the units around them. Bring the Pain is cast on the Dread Judges. That's the one important thing in this round. It was cast with a 4 dice cast of value 20. So the Dread Elf player chose not to dispel. When he did a trial cast afterwards with his 5 die, he made the cast of 20 3 times, but he didn't choose to dispel it. Now Dread Elves turn 2, with their hordes lining up to charge, but their 1 horde within charge range here, the Dread Judges, have Bring the Pain cast on them. So it'll be painful to charge. We're back. We're always back. The Dread Judges charge the river trolls, as does the dragon. The Dark Riders chaff, and they chaff everything on a good line here. The other Dark Riders are up to shoot down the pump wagon, and the rest of the Dread Elf army are lingering in the rear. Behind their chaff, they feel safe now. On the other side are the Acolytes, which did very well against the Orc General last turn. In the magic phase there are 11 dice going in the Dread Elves' favor against 7 dispel, and they get off the hereditary reroll to wound against the trolls. They also get off
the wheel turns.
The wheel turns on the trolls. And the pump wagon is shot down here.
Ikke sant?
A magician on a dragon does his job. The Dread Judges killed only 3 trolls, but the breath weapon of the dragon helped killing 3 more. And the trolls were chased down by the Dread Judges. Now, Orc and Goblins. Turn 2. The Orc and Goblins rearrange their whole army after losing the river trolls. They're quite rearranged now, and tried casting +1 toughness on the green idol to give it 9 toughness, but it was dispelled. It was a waiting round for the orc and goblins. The dread elves rearrange as well. They do 2 charges. Their light cav charge out of the way into the orc general to get the kraken into the great green idol. Other than that, things shuffle up and about. Not much action. Seems like round 2 and 3 were moving rounds. Strategic rounds. After the first blood on the trolls. The orc and goblins reshuffle again. Their feral orcs charge into the one remaining fast cav and then overrun into the witch elves. The boar boys come from the side. The green idol survives one more round. And the general is freed from the combat with the chaff. Dread elves turn 4.
4, yeah.
In Dread Elf round 4, the great green idol is killed, and the unit of savage orcs as well, flanked in the side by corsairs. Everything looks different on the battlefield right now. The orc general decided that he was tired of being in the rear ranks of the battle. No one was doing what he was telling them to do. The trolls were not cooperating. The wolf riders were chaffing their own trolls. And the green idol was playing hero and not being much of a hero. So he charged the dragon mage. The dragon mage chose to flee, and it fled very far over here, and was then charged by the boar boys. It ran straight into the gnasher wrecking team and lost 6 wounds. So that was the demise of the Dread Elf mage on dragon. After that, the Black Orc warlord redirected into the Dread judges. They failed their steadfast test and were caught in pursuit. So now the Dread Elves have 2 turns left to continue their momentum, and they have the orc and goblins surrounded, but how effective can they be with the wolf rider chaff? The corsairs overrun into the trolls, but the acolyte mage blows himself up, costing 3 6s and 2 5s to cast Breath of Corruption on itself, and does 2 wounds on the orc general, so it dies from Breath of Corruption. Cast 2 times during the game, and doing twice as many wounds as average each time. The orcs roam free up to handle the objective, and we'll see if they can do it or not. And the magic phase is the only thing that happens in the orc round of any interest. The trolls get the strength of the beast, +1 toughness, and the rod of battle gives them +1 to hit. They're up against no enemy mages in the last 1.5 rounds.
So
now on round 5, bottom of round 5, the trolls kill about 16 of these corsairs. They're a real good unit, so they rally in the next round after fleeing, and the witch elves then take the reformed trolls head on, charging them. The kraken was blocked from charging by the corsairs, and this is the last dark elf round. They'll have to take the trolls to break through and get the objective. The boar boys lose another boar, so there are actually only 3 left of them, and they flee from it, so they can no longer score. Plan befuddled.
Yep.
The trolls lose 3 more wounds, 3 trolls, than the witch elves, losing 11 wounds. Against the witch elves is 8, so they auto-break and are caught in pursuit. Now the last ditch attempt of the one remaining orc on the battlefield is to charge the witch elves in the flank to take their objective back. And he does. Charge them in the flank. Magic. The orc shaman, only remaining guy on the battle, charges into the witch elves, does 3 wounds, catches them in pursuit after they break on a 9 discipline roll, and they're no longer at the objective. So, in the final analysis, the Dread Elves win by 1800 points, square points, and that is a...
I didn't find it.
Now it was a 14-6 to the Druchi against the goblins.